So many women have untapped potential with their beauty. They don't realize how much it can increase your confidence and fill you with joy. But I do believe God made women beautiful, and He made us beautiful, and we can enjoy that beauty and enhance it in our own way without being overly vain or obsessed with ourselves. Beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and I run the blog called Mrs. Midwest. Today I thought it would be fun to return to our roots by discussing 5 ways we can be immediately more elegant. Elegant changes you can make in your life today that don't cost tons of money, that are more about the way we behave than anything else. But before we dive in, I did want to address a small portion of the audience who might feel that these kind of videos are not a helpful guide or tips or tricks to them, but rather an attack. Sometimes people do view videos about how to be ladylike, videos about how to be feminine or elegant as an attack instead of something helpful. And as I always say, these videos are not for everybody. They're not saying that every woman needs to do these things. They're not saying that every woman should do these things, or even that in order to be a good woman, you must do these things. Rather, these videos are made for a niche population of women like myself who enjoy talking about elegance and ladylike behavior. It might sound like a strange hobby or interest, but there are so many women like myself out there in the world who really have an interest in elegant living, and I don't think that's wrong. I've noticed sometimes that people don't like the fact that we define elegance, we define ladylike behavior, and we define femininity, because if they don't fit those definitions or if they don't desire to, they might feel that we're, again, attacking them or thinking we're better than them. But I really want to tell you today that I don't think I'm better than anybody just because I'm interested in elegance. I don't think I'm more of a woman. It wouldn't even cross my mind to share these tips with anybody if that was truly my attitude. Rather, I view this as just a fun journey I'm highly interested in. I've always been interested in this stuff, and I view it as like a helpful hobby for a lot of women. But again, it's not for everybody and it might not be for you. It's okay to not fit the mold of what someone describes as admirable or something they're interested in being. I personally don't fit the description of many things that modern society and modern women strive to be and admire. I stay at home. I got married young. I have a traditional marriage. I'm a Christian. I'm a homemaker, housewife. You know, that's looked down upon by many people, and many people don't strive to be those things, but I don't find it upsetting because I'm comfortable with who I am and my life choices. It doesn't upset or annoy me when women make videos about how to be extremely independent or how to enjoy the single life in your 30s or how to do all these things that I could never do, because I'm comfortable with who I am. So I urge you today to remember this video is meant to be helpful for women who are interested in these topics. It's really important to remember that diversity is more than just skin tones. It includes customs, beliefs, values, and ways of viewing the world. So to be a truly tolerant person, accepting of diversity, we must remember that people live life differently than us. They value different things. I probably value many different things than the average person, or maybe even you, and that's okay. So all that being said, let's go through these 5 areas that I came up with, going back to our roots again. Some of these are pretty basic, but I think we need these refreshers all the time, myself included. Okay, so the first tip is all about being gracious. But what does graciousness mean? It's kind of a broad descriptor. It can cover a lot of different behaviors, but for me, it means keeping a serene and peaceful, joyful attitude no matter the situation. This comes in handy when we're under pressure or stress or irritation. For example, your husband's late from work, or the self-checkout isn't working at the store, or your neighbor wants to stop and chat when you're busy going somewhere else. Graciousness will pull you through these situations in an elegant way. So if you want to be elegant, remember, it is more than money, it's more than the way you dress. It really is about your demeanor. Having graciousness will allow you to be understanding and forgiving in situations. Of course, there are patterns of behavior or situations that, after a while we might just need to put our foot down. If your man is always late and it does hurt your feelings, it's okay to say something. You don't need to be a pushover. Being gracious is about accepting the messiness of life, the things that go wrong occasionally, the things that stop us up, and little obstacles. And again, this is about being really mature, because elegance, as I said over a year and a half ago, elegance is ultimately about maturity. And graciousness is basically the opposite of a childish temper tantrum. And it's an understanding that the world is bigger than you, it's bigger than your needs, it's bigger than where you're headed, and it's stepping away from that desire to be very self-centered and self-focused. But graciousness will get you through, and it will benefit your relationships, and most of all, keep you in this serene, gentle, happy place in your spirit. And so I need to be honest with you guys. I feel like I've only been able to grow in graciousness since growing in my faith, reading scripture, learning how to handle the difficulties of this world as Christ would. So that's kind of where I get my advice on that. But let's move to number 2. Okay, take care of your external world. You guys know I talk about this all the time, but taking care of our environment will reflect elegance everywhere, because elegance isn't about, showing a new man that you're so fancy or showing your boss that you're so professional. It's about being elegant inside and out in all areas of your life. And one of the best ways to do that right now today is to start cleaning, start decluttering, start getting your house in order, start making it a beautiful space for you to thrive. But extend this into other areas where you live as well. In your vehicle, in your backpack or purse, in your suitcase when you travel. Try to keep your environments organized, tidy, clean. When we are surrounded by clutter and chaos, our minds get filled with all of that as well. It's really hard to focus. It's really hard to want to do anything other than, shut it all out and go stream a show. It's overwhelming. And so I really encourage you, if you work full time and you can afford it, consider getting help in once a week, or maybe trade off with a friend to support each other as you organize your homes and purge your houses. We might admire private jets and yachts and fancy clean hotel rooms, but you can have a lot of that luxury and elegance in your own home just by keeping things really clean, really put together, and having a space that you enjoy being in. All right, my third tip for how you can be more elegant today is to remove vulgarity. Now, this is going to be different depending on your culture, your religion, how you grew up, your personal interests. But I've noticed that, just removing vulgarity from my life tends to fill my soul with that more elegant demeanor, removing swear words, removing dirty jokes, unfollowing social influencers that seem to really value vulgarity, and instead following people online who have a more elegant or elevated way of living. This has blessed my life so much. It's kind of hard to define because it is going to be different for me versus you. But I really encourage you to kind of just clean things up a little bit in your life. Clean up those rough edges, anything that makes you feel kind of yucky inside. And, get rid of it. Stop watching those shows, stop following those influencers, and try to come up with some sort of framework of what you want, what you enjoy, the things that make you feel really beautiful or philosophical or intellectual, the things that make you think and feel happy. Now it's kind of a rule for me that I focus on listening to uplifting music, beautiful music, most of the time instrumental music, something that just really adds a sparkle to my day, to my life, because I don't want to have anything in my life that takes away from my energy, my serenity, my happiness, or my joy. And I don't want to actively seek those things out and put them in my life. And music or dirty movies, vulgar TV shows, that really does suck the life out of me, and it makes me feel kind of grumpy and unhappy. And when I recognized that and I was able to, trim that out, I found so much joy, because elegance is about maturity and an elevated way of viewing life and gracefulness and purity. And we can strive to chase those things, but sometimes the shows we stream or the people we follow can kind of hold us back from that because we're saturated in content. And I believe we all know that the people we surround ourselves with often reflect who we will become. But I believe the same is true with the kind of people we surround ourselves with online, whether it's an actor in a TV show or an influencer we follow. You know, it's important to be very careful about who we let into our space because it's going to have a drastic impact on your own demeanor and on your elegance. All right, my fourth tip and advice is something I think I'm known for a little bit, which is kind of exciting, but it's to enjoy the small things in life. I had to do this when I began staying home as a housewife homemaker. I wasn't, stomping the city streets and going to cafes and seeing all this cool stuff every day. So I kind of had to make my life at home special for me. And it took a little bit of, figuring out, but I believe I'm there in a lot of ways. And the way I do this is by just treasuring everything and also elevating as many things as I can. So instead of just chucking some coffee in like a old mug and just going about my day, I would pour coffee into a beautiful teacup. Before I was pregnant, I'm not drinking coffee anymore, but you get the picture, making things a little bit more special. And the best way you can do this is by taking more time to do your hair, taking more time to do your makeup, dressing up for yourself, not for other people, developing a personal style, regardless of whether or not you live in a very stylish area or culture. Remember that elegance is about that serenity, but also gratitude, and gratitude will pour out into how you do life. Are you celebrating the little things, or are you just very unhappy? And what I've noticed is that a lot of elegant women I admire don't tend to just sit around and complain about their lives, even if they have a lot going on. They take each season of their life and fully see what they can learn from it. A really great resource for this would be Korean housewives on YouTube, Korean and Japanese housewives. They're so delicate with the way they do small things in life, from cooking to trips to the store, gardening, all of that stuff. It's very inspiring. So if you want to incorporate elegance, remember to have that serenity, that maturity, and try to just make something special today. Even if that means taking an extra 10 minutes on your hair, putting on a special perfume, maybe, using a special dessert plate for your breakfast instead of your old, whatever you use. Try to infuse elegance in those tiny ways, and you'll notice it start to sprinkle throughout your whole life. All right, my fifth and final tip, which is good because I'm getting a little warm, is to tidy up your appearance. Now, glow ups, working on your appearance, it's a long journey, okay? I still feel like I'm continually working on tidying up my appearance, but I enjoy doing that. So this is going to kind of be, again, another area that's going to be specific based on your personalities. For me, this really just meant, washing my hair a little more often, exfoliating, getting my skin up to par, and being more consistent with my makeup looks and my style. There are so many videos that myself and other people have made here on YouTube about looking polished and leveling up, and I will leave it to you to discover that content. But if you do want to be elegant, I really encourage you to not forget about your outer appearance. It is not the most important thing, not even a little bit. And it's not about looking like a model or looking like the most beautiful you have ever looked in your life. It's about looking like you value yourself, taking care of your appearance the way you take care of the people in your life or your home. Give yourself that care. And again, this should never be an idol or an obsession in our lives, but it's okay to, take that extra time, polish up, wear clothes that make you feel amazing, and, find your best features and work it. I think that so many women have untapped potential with their beauty. They don't realize how much it can increase your confidence and fill you with joy. But I do believe God made women beautiful, and He made us beautiful, and we can enjoy that beauty and enhance it in our own way without being overly vain or obsessed with ourselves. So polish up a little bit, see how it makes you feel, and remember that on our journey to elegance, it should never be the first thing we focus on, but it's definitely a tool you can use to be more elegant today. But that is all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you again for your patience during my hiatus. If you didn't see my last vlog, I go into a little more detail there, but as you guys know, I am pregnant. I am very happy. Thank you for all of your encouragement on my last vlogs and Instagram posts. It's just, I'm so happy in general. And I was so happy even when I was sick during my first trimester, but it's so exciting to like share this joy with all of you guys. I didn't really realize that, you know, before telling you guys, I didn't realize that there would be so much excitement for us. But it kind of felt like telling a group of friends or sisters or my cousins like the big news and having everyone just be so excited. And it's been such a happy time in my life. And I just, you know, thank you. I didn't expect that at all. I had no idea that would happen. And I don't think I'll ever forget it. It's been such an incredible time. So thank you. If you're interested in more of this kind of content, you guys know I go over elegance probably. I have a couple other elegance videos. I have a femininity playlist that does go over elegance and ladylike behavior quite a bit. And I do have my written blog. Feel free to follow me on Instagram. That's where I've been posting my daily stories. But in general, I just hope that you guys do have a wonderfully blessed and elegant week. And remember, again, just because you don't fit someone's definition of what's admirable or valuable doesn't mean you're not admirable or valuable. We can respect each other while being different and having different interests, and that is perfectly okay. So have a blessed and serene and elegant week, my beautiful sisters.